Hi, it's all good. From Oneness, Freedom to be Happy and Healthy, Wealthy and Healed movement. And you are listening to a training series on the Awakened Imagination Challenge. Welcome to today's session. How cool is this? We are on session 11, week 3. And today we will look at how identity leads activity. Back when I was in the army, I used to ask people for their IDs. My identification was that of a soldier. I didn't work in the army. I was a soldier. And being a soldier, you could assume that I worked in the army. What I want you to do today is to explore your identity. Not just what you want, not just what you want to do, but I want you to explore what and who you are. We are going to be taking another swing at this over the next couple of weeks, but we really want to introduce this as well today. A tiny little shift. We are going to explore things like we did yesterday, but with a little shift, and that is going to help some of you get it in a whole new way. Let's compare a couple of the identities that I have had, and that what you can do the same thing. I have had the identities of being an aspiring writer, a spiritual seeker, and poor me. The aspiring writer aspired to write. Think about that. I want you to compare that to the writer who impacts thousands of lives each day. I changed my identity. I changed my identity from an aspiring writer to a writer who impacts thousands of lives each day. And you know what? I went from a spiritual seeker, and I was that for a long time. And that was my old identity. And now I am one who knows the oneness of God in man. And again, that changes everything. I still discover I have this innate sense of curiosity. I keep discovering all sorts of new things around that. But I am no longer a spiritual seeker. And I am no longer an aspiring writer. Poor me. Oh yeah. I grew up with that. I was raised in a poor family. I was abused as a kid by my stepdad. My family didn't have much money. They were hard workers, but compared to today, where I am a creator and an investor, you can take what you have and you can invest it. You can take what you have and you can create with it. Silicon chips are made of sand. I want you to think about this. You can take anything in your life and invest it. You can invest your time, or you can invest your imaginal activity, or you can spend it. That's what poor people do. You can take anything that you have and you can create with it as well. But to do that, if you are going to make shifts in your life, you get to shift your identity. And that's what I want you to do today. I want you to take 3 minutes 3 times a day. And what your thing to do today is to notice, what is it on the outside that you want? The aspiring writer wanted to have books, wanted to have readers. What's a writer want? Not books, but books that are read. And an aspiring writer wants readers. Notice how I worked through. What does the spiritual seeker want? An answer, an understanding, an experience. And when I stopped and realized, you know what? I am not separate from God. How could I possibly be separate from God? I was just programmed to believe that. Because if God is consciousness, and that life is the spirit that moves through all things, which is what most ancient cultures have believed in, and what every mystic says is true. You don't have to see God out any more because you are one with the rest of the samurai sword. Now, what is the new identity or ability that will create in you? You know, I went from being poor me to being a creator and investor. When I was poor me, I wanted more stuff. I wanted more. That's what anybody wants. They want more of something. And yet, when you realize that you are a creator and investor, you can. Tomorrow, we are going to talk about inviting versus influencing. And you are going to see how these will all begin to come together in the next few days and over the next few months. We made this program 100 days. This is the length of a season. Literally in the length of a season, your life can change dramatically. And it's through doing these tiny little things, moving from the aspiring writer to one who impacts thousands of lives every day. Moving from the spiritual seeker to the one who knows, who just simply accepts I don't have to seek reasons to accept it anymore. I don't even have to seek experiences to accept that anymore. Once I accepted it, the experiences came. And again, the poor me. I can take anything that I have. I can take time, wisdom, experience, and I can create recordings and invest in me and invest in you, which is what I do. That is what I want you to do. I hope that is as clear as mud, because it's not about, oh, I got it in my head and I will just play with it for a few minutes and I can get on with my day. What I want you to do is to ponder it, to play with it. Do your sessions, whether they are 10-minute sessions around the stuff. If we give you a 10-minute exercise or three-minute exercises, it doesn't matter. But do them, experiment, experience, and notice how that expands who and what you are, and how that changes your identity. By the way, you can always draw on old identities and create new things with it. Having been a soldier, I can draw on the resources from that to this day. But I don't have to limit myself to anything, because I'm no longer an aspiring writer, a spiritual seeker, a soldier, or even a poor me. I impact thousands of lives. I know the wonders of God in me, and I am a creator, and so are you. Okay, that's it for now. See you tomorrow, and remember to have fun, huge amounts of fun.